Hey guys, what's going on? I had a slight little hiccup going there with my audio, but everything's good now. So I just want to come to you guys tonight and talk to y'all a little bit about Godzilla, how the movie went. Hey guys, what's going on? Oh shit, I forgot to turn that down. Sitting there listening to myself chit chat. But anyway, the movie was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I was saying to myself a second ago, the movie is a direct follow-up to the 2014 Godzilla, which had ups and downs. A lot of issues that people had with it was the fact that it didn't focus enough on the monsters and relied a little bit more heavily on the human story. Whereas when this movie, a lot of the early reviews are saying it's almost exactly the opposite, which to some degree, I guess you could say is true. But I felt like it was a pretty good balance between both of them. A lot of the reviews that I saw of the film that were negative, or at least critical, were more from people who aren't necessarily fans of the genre, and I think that's where this movie. I'm certain if you check tomorrow on Rotten Tomatoes, once you start seeing fan reactions to the movie, I can almost guarantee that 40 some odd or 50 that it's sitting at right now on Rotten Tomatoes is not going to match the 80 plus that you're going to see on the critics or how the audience views the movie. But yeah, the film itself was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. A lot of what you see above me here in the trailer were, I don't want to call it money shots in the movie, but it's a lot of the scenes. So what you get in the film is a lot more extended versions of these battles, but they were worth it. I mean, I went and saw this in the IMAX, and that alone was worth the extra little bit of money. There's a lot going on in this movie as it pertains to what's going on with Ghidorah. He definitely is the big bad in this film. The human big bads, I don't want to get into any spoiler territory, but not as sinister, I guess I'll put it, as say Ghidorah is in this film. So, hey, what's going on, Night? So, to go along with all this, where I went to the film, I got this badass IMAX ticket. This thing's freaking awesome, and it comes with a code for getting a free mini poster. So I was definitely happy for that. That this thing's pretty freaking sweet, and I almost lost it. It was good. I absolutely enjoyed it. That's kind of what I was just saying here a second ago. Let me get back to this. Also today I got in the mail my Godzilla Aftershock. This is the prequel novel, or like graphic novel that leads up into into the movie. So that helped. I read this afterwards, so this has actually helped me make a little bit more sense of what was going on in the film, like some of the motivations that characters had. Because there was kind of like a plot twist at one point where I was just like, wait, why did that person do that? But now that I've gone back and read this, it makes a little more sense. I mean, they explain it in the film, but this helps it to make a little more sense. The movie itself was a lot of fun. The visuals are freaking outstanding. I mean, just the like I said, I saw this in the IMAX, and just that alone was worth the price of admission. I mean, it was really cool. They definitely continue on. They're doing a really good job of the universe building for this. I'm really excited with the way they're doing it. There's lots of little drops for Kong Skull Island, not just from the previous film, but what's coming in the next one as to why it's going to be relevant. So you got to sit through the credits a little bit, and there is an end scene or end credits scene that ties directly into the next movie. I think. I mean, it has elements of this film, but I think it also ties into the next one. So make sure you stay through the credits. During the end credits of this movie played exactly like the opening credits of the first movie. If you remember, they had like the secret documents, and then all the black stuff would come out, for the redacted portions. They did that, but instead they did it at the end. So it's like news articles and stuff are talking about the aftermath of the film. So that was pretty cool. But they were going through them pretty fast. You don't take your time to try to read them, or you won't get to see what they were. So gonna take probably a couple of viewings to get all of that. But the monsters themselves, I mean, that's the whole reason you go see a film like this. The human characters, like a lot of the gripes I saw, were like, oh, they're one-dimensional and stuff like that. And to a certain degree, that's true. But I mean, that's the role they're playing in this film. It's a monster movie. It's not meant to be like my brother went to go see the Elton John biopic tonight. That this movie is not that. It is not that at all. But I will say this, though. The end shot of this movie is one of the greatest money shots you will ever see in any film. It was freaking awesome. I mean, I kind of wanted to jump up and, I mean, I applauded with a bunch of people in the theater, but I was just like, yeah. So, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm a fan of the genre. I've got a statue or a figure of Godzilla on my desk at work. I'm gonna take this and stick it on my desk at work as well. And I really enjoyed it. I mean, I will be honest, all of the, leading to believe that this was going to be like constant kaiju battle, it's not. There is some stuff in the middle. The first act has a couple little action scenes, nothing too crazy, until it leads right up into, if you saw the IMAX footage that they released about a month ago, it kind of leads into that where Ghidorah is awakened. Then that's when stuff really starts to ramp up, and then the motivation for the bad guys gets thrown out of whack because of Ghidorah. And so if you've seen the trailer, you don't need me to say it. Like if they stop Ghidorah, then they stop all of them. So but like I say, the four main monsters in this, yeah, you're there for the monster fights. Yeah, exactly. I'm not worried about. Yeah, they don't get into any kind of crazy politics other than the fact that the government is kind of on board with the let's wipe them out, and just get rid of them so we don't have to deal with this problem anymore. Whereas you've got like Shirazawa talking about, we need to help maintain the balance, and that's part of where Ghidorah comes in. Who, like I said, there's lots of little Easter eggs, tossed throughout this film that I caught, and I know there was a bunch that I missed. Like in the film, he's referred to originally as Monster Zero. So, that was originally what Ghidorah was in the Japanese Showa films. And Mothra, I really liked her character. My one gripe is I don't feel like they used her enough, but I think they used her properly for the story they were trying to tell. Rodan was pretty badass for the role that he was trying to play. Had a real good fight with Mothra. I really enjoyed that. But I mean, basically, the whole reason you're going to the film is you're there to watch Godzilla and King Ghidorah get down, and they get down for quite a bit in this film. So it's not like, oh, here's a little bit here and boom. I mean, it's like they throw down multiple times, and I really enjoyed it. And like I said, there's more to Ghidorah, and this scene right here isn't even in the film. I'm not even worried about telling you a spoiler about that. The movie itself, like I said, I really enjoyed it. If I had to give it like a 1 to a 10. I'd probably say around the neighborhood of like as a movie of an 8.5. But if you're a Godzilla fan and you love kaiju films, this is probably like a 9.6 out of 10. So it was a lot of fun to watch. It's definitely one to see on the big screen if you're a fan. If you just are just a regular everyday moviegoer, I still think there's stuff in here for you to enjoy. You just may not enjoy it quite as much, which is why I said earlier, I think you get the problem with the whatchamacallit, the Rotten Tomatoes score versus what the actual fans are going to come out with. So Rotten Tomatoes has it at like, I think it's like 48% right now. But I guarantee you look tomorrow, the fan reaction is going to be like 80, 85 plus. Because, I mean, I was listening to people as they were coming out of the movie theater, and they were pretty jazzed about it. A lot of people were very excited. Jason, that is a spoiler, so I don't want to say too much about that. But if you want, DM me on Facebook directly, and I'll tell you. If you really, really, really got to know. Yeah, that scene right there was cool. With the fire coming down. I'm not going to tell you what it was, but it was really cool. But yeah, like I said, man, this is an epic movie. That, size-wise, I heard one reviewer, say that he felt like because you see the monsters so much in this film, it takes away a little bit from their majesty or the fact that they're so big. And I never got that at all. I mean, when you see these things, they look huge, and there's a lot of shots like that one right there where Madison Russell's character sees Ghidorah outside of the window. I mean, it's just, freaking Ghidorah's head's right there, like looking at her, and then it gets all small, like, like he's like, zooming in on her. But yeah, critic scores are always unreliable. They really are, especially in movies like this. Like I said, my brother went and saw the Elton John biopic tonight. That's more of an for a legit movie critic. That's an easier movie to review because it's not catering specifically to one audience, whereas Godzilla, I mean, granted, it's an American popcorn summer film, so they're catering to a large majority of movie viewers. They just want them to go see see action and watch stuff get blown up. But much like the first G.I. Joe movie, this movie knows exactly what it is. It's not trying to win any Oscars, except maybe in the visual arts department. It's just like, hey, here's some silly little reason to have monsters wake up and fight each other, and let's have fun. It's like watching a WWE pay-per-view. You don't watch it because you want to hear the guys come out and cut promos and go, oh my gosh, Roman Reigns, he cut such a great promo against Brock Lesnar. No, you want to see him fight Brock Lesnar. So, and that's exactly what this movie is. Mike, what did you think of the film, bro? I think you just got home from it, right? I'm sitting here doing my review of this, and I freaking loved it. Like I said, average movie score, I'd say probably, like maybe like an 8 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. But as a kaiju fan, I'm going 9 point plus because I thought it was awesome. Hey, Boss Ross, what's going on, buddy? Sitting here just talking a little bit about Godzilla here, reactions, coming back from the movie, stuff like that. But yeah, it's too niche for the general critics to really give it. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna go check this out. I trust my own, my own eyes. I mean, I was gonna go pay to see it anyway. So if you guys trust my assessment, and here's my boy Mike. He used to work for me at Busch Gardens up in Virginia. He's a die-hard Godzilla fan like myself. Like I say, yeah, Mike. I went to IMAX. I got my ticket. This thing's awesome. In the mail, I got my Godzilla Aftershock companion or prequel book, which I read right before I went online here. So yeah, if you're into this shit, it's a 9 out of 10. I mean, it's a must-watch in the film. You got to go see it. And if you come back and you don't like it, I'm not going to give you your money back. But I'll just say to each their own. But no, it was a lot of fun. And now Charles Dance's character is one of my gripes, and it's just because I do believe they kind of went one-dimensional with him. He's got, I guess you could say, decent motivations for why he's doing what he's doing in the film. They just don't really explore it all that much yet. I didn't see Aladdin, but my brother did, and he liked it. He had a couple little minor gripes, compared to some of the other remakes that Disney's doing, but he said it was great. So, oh, the music was good. Yeah, I love the soundtrack to this. I actually, I'm doing a trial on one of Amazon Music's thing, so I could listen to it. I like the rendition that they did of the traditional Godzilla music, the the go-go Godzilla that they used during the end credit scene was really, really cool. Oh, I just got an email from YouTube talking about, oh, copyright infringement. I'm not trying to monetize this, so I don't care. I'm just live streaming YouTube. Go away. Um, but yeah, there's the element of the chanting and stuff in this that I really liked. I thought it was pretty good. Um, oh, that's not what I was trying to do at all. Hang on. I liked having the video playing in the background. Here's one of them right there, Mike. But yeah, the movie itself was a lot of fun. I know I've said that multiple times, so I hope that's coming across. The video, like I said, the graphics in this, the freaking why is it all music now? What the heck? Oh, okay, that's why. That was the wrong one. Yeah, my head kind of hurt when he did what he did too, but I mean, I understand why, and I understand why he felt he had to be the person to do what he did. So I completely understand that, and I liked the fact that he did what he did. I mean, he had to do it. What's up, Bear? How's it going? We're sitting here talking about Godzilla. So yeah, I mean, if you guys got questions that you think I can try to tell you without giving away spoilers, I'll try and do what I can. Um, But definitely the main issues. Oh man, the CG was on point. I mean, well, look above me. You can see this right here. The CG was on point. I mean, the CG was great. Like Mothra was beautiful. Godzilla, awesome. The fights, like in the last one, you were like, oh, it's so dark, I can't hardly see anything, and you're turning your TV brightness all the way up just so you can see the monsters fight. Not an issue in this one. Even though the final battle takes place in Boston in the rain at night, you can still see what's going on. The way they filmed it was really good. Like right there, that's in Antarctica, at nighttime, but you can still see it. The CGI was on point in this one, Bear. So, and you get to see the monsters plenty. So now, I mean, there's spaces in between where you have human story and stuff to try to fill the gaps of what's going on and why everything is happening the way it's happening. But one of my things I was kind of like about when I first found out about the film and I started seeing it, and I wasn't really mad about it. I was actually happy that they did it. Is Godzilla's spikes, because in the 2014 film they were a lot shorter and just kind of like straight up and down spiky, and I'm like, he's got spikes, but that doesn't really look like Godzilla. And in this film, they totally corrected that. But I'm like, well, how are they going to explain that? I mean, what's the deal there? I mean, are they just going to do it and just be like, and hope we don't, really care about it? But the aftershock explains how that happened. And just without getting too big into spoilers on that, this takes place a couple of years before the events of this movie. And Godzilla has a fight with like a super Muto from the first film, and actually severely damages a whole row, all of his spikes. So they're growing back, and that's how they grew back. So man, that right there, bro. When they went to Boston at the end, the third act of this film is just insane. It's just bananas. What else y'all got? What else you got? So like I say, CGI was on point. The soundtrack is good. The acting ain't half bad. Like I say, I felt like they could have used Charles Dance a little bit more, because when you put Tywin Lannister in your movie, you should use him more. But maybe they're saving him for he will. It's looking like he's going to be in the sequel. It's looking like he's going to be in Godzilla versus King Kong. So, and I hope that's the case, and I hope they use him more. But yeah, his character honestly was like my only gripe. Like a lot of people were like, "Oh, they try to wedge humor into the movie, a little too much," and I didn't get that. Like I chuckled a couple of times. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike. Did you did you laugh out loud at a lot, or did you just kind of chuckle every once in a while at a couple of the jokes? Oh yeah, they definitely set it up really good. Like I said, they're doing a better job of universe building in Godzilla than they ever did in DC. I mean, yeah, Superman was good, but I mean, yeah, they're doing a better job of building this up and making you care about monsters more than you ever cared about Batman or Superman, in my opinion. Hey, I appreciate that follow over there, Boss Ross. I've been playing with my alerts, and right now I got a Sea of Thieves one going. The mom annoyed you? Yeah. Well, that in part, Aftermath helped clear that up a little bit as to what was going on with her, without getting too deep into spoilery talk. Uh, and during that whole scene of the movie, at first I was kind of like, I'm glad they addressed it, but I appreciate that, boss. I appreciate that. You're awesome. Yeah, no laugh out loud, but a few chuckles. Yeah, and I didn't really feel like they were misplaced. Like in the trailer, they got that one part where he's like, "Oh my god," and he goes, "Zilla." To me, it kind of felt like that's something his character would do. His character was kind of one of those, quirky old scientisty, geek type guys. So I was on board with it. I didn't have any trouble with that. I can't remember his name in real life, but the guy who's from Silicon Valley, right here, Tom Middleton. Hey, man, thank you, you two, right on point. I really like the way his character came in. He didn't overact or do anything crazy. Um, Ken Watanabe, he kills it as Shirazawa as always. Um, the family though, they kind of really provide the backbone behind the story and the way some of it plays out. Yeah, get Aftermath, dude. Like I said, I read it this right after I got back from the movie, so I'd have an idea if in case I had questions or I wanted to talk about it. Yeah, that was another thing I saw that people complained about. They were like, "There's a whole lot of explaining in the movie. Like, there's always a PowerPoint somewhere." All right, I'm in the freaking army, okay? So I understand how the military works, how we think, how we plan, how we operate, and that's what I saw in this film. So now there's an early scene in the movie with PowerPoint that's a little funny. Yeah, him and the dude from West Wing, exactly. Yeah, so there's an early scene in the film where there's PowerPoint, but it's meant to be funny. Later on in the movie, where like they're actually all together, similar like the first Godzilla, where you got the military standing around and they're explaining stuff. That's how we do it. That's that analytical thinking and planning procedures that we use in the military. Another criticism that I saw was that Chandler's character, the dad in the movie, is that every time the military comes up with a plan, he's got something to say and fixes it. Maybe a little bit, but he's an animal behavior specialist, so a lot of what he's doing is with regards to animal behavior and the monster's behavior. So I didn't really have any major issue with that. There was one point where I was like, "Oh, come on, how did he figure this out?" And the rest of the guys in the room couldn't figure it out. But other than that, it wasn't anything that I was just like, "Oh, come on, Godzilla director, what are you doing?" Michael Dougherty did a great job directing this movie. I will say that. We've waited a lot of years to get an American Godzilla movie that we can want to watch over and over again and be proud of. And that's exactly what we got with this film, in my humblest of opinions. I definitely think that we got what we wanted out of this. Could they have tweaked the story to make it a little bit more perfect? Perhaps. I don't know. I know that they had 5 years to make this, but it's a lot of that has to do with it takes that CGI forever to render. That's one of the reasons they said they didn't have Godzilla in the first film that much, is because it takes so much to render him. And but thankfully the technology has progressed a little bit better, so you get to see him more in this one. But what else y'all got? I saw your question a minute ago, Life, about the exact ending. Like I said, you want me to get into spoiler territory. Either you're testing me or you really want to know. Like I say, I'll DM it to you directly if you really want it. But the ending was satisfying. Like I said, it might agree with me or disagree with me if you want to. But the final shot of the movie is one of the best money shots I've ever seen in a film. Like, hands down. Doesn't have to be Godzilla. It could be any movie. Just one of the best money shots I've ever seen. But yeah, like that scene right there where Rodan's coming up out of the volcano, that whole sequence was a lot of fun. The sequence when Ghidorah is awakened, that was a lot of fun. The whole third act, heading into Boston and the final battle there was a lot of fun. I guess if I could say one criticism is like a lot we were led to believe there were going to be a whole lot more kaiju than the main four. They talk about them, but you don't see them that much. You see a handful of other kaiju in the movie, but the four big ones get the most. They're here for a reason, and they get the most screen time. Yeah. You agree? Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Brazier's quality? Ooh. Hmm. I'm trying to remember exactly what that is. It's been a hot minute. I recognize the term, but uh, that's the like the equivalent of like women to men or something like that, isn't it? if But either way, if we want to get to the ratio of men to women in the movie, it's fairly equal. I would say. I mean, the main military person, and this is the two main military person, is you got David Strathairn. He came back to be the admiral, and then you've got a black female full bird colonel who's in charge of like the partnership with Monarch. So yeah, I thought everybody was well represented in the movie. If that becomes an issue, but there's nothing crazy, or off the wall. I'm gonna have to Google it, man, because like I said, shut up, Barry. Y'all trying to throw me off on the middle of a live stream. I'm not recording this for YouTube and making it perfect. I'm freaking live streaming it for you. Yeah, Mike, I'm with you there. I felt Mothra was well done. She played her role in the movie exactly how she needed to. I like how they did the thing with the little Easter eggs with the twins and the picture of Infant Island. I thought that was pretty nifty the way they snuck that in there. Yeah, that command plane, the Argo, was cool. I thought that was nifty. That the Argo gets you really get to see that sucker show out on the scene with Rodan. Incognito mode. Hang on one second. Let me see something real quick. You guys are crazy. But give me some more questions. Don't Google it. F you, Barry. Like I said, I know I have seen that term before. Oh, you son of a I'm a Mormon. You know I wouldn't know that. Get out of here. I say I knew I'd heard it, but I wasn't quite sure what it was. Now I know why. Damn you, Barry. You're lucky I love you, man. I've missed you. Thing. But if I had to go there, if I had to go on that one, Mothra steals the show in that regard. Okay, just Mothra all day, all day. Y'all too much, man. Y'all too much. Anyway, but yeah. So I know I've talked at length about a lot of stuff. Final thoughts. Go see it. I love you too, man. I mean, the movie was awesome. You know what, Mike? Maybe you can back me up on this. Yeah, you did try to warn me, but I wanted to know. Mike, you back me up on this. If this was an issue of yours, where they said that Ghidorah was surrounded by this, level 6, hurricane. But whenever Ghidorah was around, there was no Category 6 winds blowing around him. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, dude. I was talking about that. I think right before you jumped in. That was I was saying that's exactly how the first Godzilla did its opening credits. So that's how this one did for its end credits. But then you got to see a lot of what you call it the aftermath. So you kind of get at least a little bit of a follow on, and you can see how that leads into the how they're gonna bring Kong into the next one. So I really like that. All right, Barry. When I'm done, I'm gonna stop streaming. I'm gonna come hunt you down on Xbox. But yeah, I really liked the way they did the end credits. The music was good. I felt that was a very appropriate song. I knew they were gonna play it at some point because like I said, I listened to the soundtrack, and I got a guy on YouTube that I love to watch his videos. Is D-Man 1954. He's just a young kid in college who just loves freaking Godzilla, and he's got his own YouTube channel, and he was talking about it. And he's like, I figure this will probably play during the end credits because I don't see how that would fit into the beginning of a movie like this, especially the way they open it up back with San Francisco. I thought that was really cool. So you had a quick little callback to the first film, and you could see how that would tie into this one. I really enjoyed how they did that. So no real spoilers there. Godzilla attacked San Francisco in 2014. If you didn't see the film. Um, I also kind of liked Mike. Maybe you back me up on this one too. How we were kind of led to believe that Madison Russell's character, girl from Stranger Things, that she was supposed to have some kind of like legit psychic link or something, and how that was never a thing at all. So then that's not really a spoiler. That's just a fact of how of her character. So I'm not really giving away anything. I don't think. Um, I really liked that wasn't in the film. That there was that didn't introduce a new level of supernatural stuff. I'm kind of happy that they just kind of kept stuff. I don't want to say a movie based grounded in reality when we're talking about freaking giant kaiju here, but just that they didn't start going down psychic realms and things like that. I'm happy they didn't go that route. Yeah, you like that callback? Yeah. But I do like the way that they introduced Mothra, which was kind of like a throwback to how the Mutos were born in the first film too. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, just in general, it's a movie that to watch in the theater because it's big, it's a spectacle, it's fun to watch. It's going to be fun to watch there, and I'm definitely going to get this bad boy on Blu-ray and watch it multiple times. This is going to be one of my new I don't want to call it guilty pleasures because it's a good film, but definitely something I'm going to watch over and over again, a bunch. I definitely don't think it was better than Endgame. Endgame, I believe now, is probably my number one favorite movie of all time because it's got everything I love in a film. But this one, as far as like to fulfill my my need for Godzilla every once in a while, this is perfect. When am I doing 2K again? I don't know. I might do it this weekend, maybe on Saturday. All depends. I want to try and what I'm going to try and do is I want a night where all of the Army Esports NBA guys can get together so we can play. And the way I'm going to do it, Jason, I'm doing it the same way I'm doing PUBG. Yeah, Mike, it's perfect summer movie. Is what I really want to do is I want to get to the point where we have guys, because I'm sure there's going to be more than 5 people that want to do this. I mean, I had 5 people in the other night, and I mean, you saw we freaking dominated. So I want to get to the point where you have like your squad of 5 or 6 guys, so that way you maybe have one alternate, another group, team of 5 or 6 guys, another team of 5 or 6 guys, and we play, and then we find out who the best teams are, and then that way everybody's playing, and then we can scrimmage throughout the month or whatnot. But that way everybody gets to play, and then we just do like I do on PUBG. You just get ranked. Your squad A, your squad B, your squad C. Stuff like that. That's how I kind of envision that. But to help with that, I want to have at least one day a week where most of us can get together and just play and have a little fun, kind of like we did on Wednesday. So I'll probably try to have that one day on a weekend. That way, try to get, because since most of these Army guys they work crazy schedules, and we're scattered all around. I mean, that. So try and give everybody the best opportunity to get in and play. So yeah, I'll look at Saturday. Um, what's your usual time you can get on over there? I mean, I'm sure it's probably in the evening. But yeah, Mike, I'm glad you liked the movie too, dude. I don't want to say I was worried when I saw the Rotten Tomatoes because I know how Rotten Tomatoes works, and I saw some YouTube videos from some other nerds like myself who had gone to see the movie. Were like, yeah, don't worry about it. You're gonna enjoy it. It's fine. It's fine. So I was happy to go see it myself and be like, okay. I mean, it's been a Godzilla day. I've been listening to the music, and everything. All right, Mike, you heading to bed? Sleep tight, amigo. I appreciate you swinging by. Yeah, late eating for us. Yeah, and I mean, shoot, we got some guys that are over in Germany too, so that doesn't help. But I mean, so like if I can get some guys on a team that are like at least close in time zones, so like maybe like you out in where you're at, and then somebody like in maybe in Washington or something like that. That'd be nice. That way you guys are at least closer in time. But we'll do what we can. Either way, the whole point is just to put teams together and try to have fun and compete. If the Army says they have events come up, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put together teams and compete when they ask us to. All right, man. You take it easy. But yeah, don't worry, Jason. There's gonna be plenty of NBA basketball in our future, especially as we start getting into 20. I'm really starting to come up with ideas for 2K20 because what I want us to do is, like I said, I want us to have these different teams, and I want us to compete in the pro-am leagues. And once we get to a certain point, you can have your crew wear custom uniforms, and we can make them look like the Army esports jerseys, and compete in those so it looks cooler. And then start making YouTube videos and stream that stuff on Twitch. We might be able to start creating our own Army sponsored and run NBA 2K league, which would be a great way to get our name out there, I think. But like I say, baby steps. This whole esports thing is baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. So, but I've got ideas. It's just finding ways to implement the damn things. So, but that's all I've got on Godzilla, unless you guys got any more questions about it. But I appreciate y'all swinging by and listening to me rant and rave and talk a little bit about Godzilla. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, man, you enjoy yourself, Jason. Enjoy your evening. I think I'm gonna shut this bad boy off. Maybe play me a half an hour of Sea of Thieves and go to bed. Alrighty. So, any final questions any of you guys out there got? If not, I'm gonna go ahead and call it an evening and see you guys. I'll be back streaming tomorrow. Probably stream a little PUBG and maybe some Sea of Thieves later on, because I'm start trying to level up my guy in PUBG, and I got to keep getting better. I got my KD up over 1 right now, which since I've played the game a lot, but not a lot like a lot of people do. So my KD's always been around like 0.7, but actually at one point it was down to 0.5, because when I first started playing I wasn't that good. But then I slowly creeped it back up to about a 0.8 by the end of the last season, and right now I'm at about a 1.2. So I'm definitely keeping it up over 1 this time. I'm trying to get to 2.0, but I got to kill more people in each match. All right, guys. Well, y'all have fun. Godspeed. Appreciate you hanging out for a little bit. May the force be with you.